Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, I do apologize for the mic. Yesterday it was really bad. I just didn't want to go ahead and make another video. I did got it fixed up today, so hopefully it sounds better to you guys, and I really apologize for that. Now, if you're into trading and you want to do this full time, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And most of my members are annual members, so if you want to go that route, you'll get some discount. Now, I just actually posted this on Patreon community because a lot of people are there and they don't see what's actually happening. So you can see this is what I posted back in 11/21/25 and even before that. But I don't want to upload too many pictures here. And if you're actually dreaming about making money and you want to do this full time, well, the dream can come true. And it's not the first time that it happened. Many people did it before. And you can see this was back in 11/21/25. And fast forward, this is what I posted today, up 323% for the year. And hopefully, if things go well, I can go close to 400%, especially year to date. So, you know, yes, dreamers are there, but if you want your dreams to come true, you gotta follow the path, you gotta follow the right trade, and exactly, what I did, and you can do the same thing, and you can start getting these types of gains as well. So head over to Patreon if you're really serious about trading, and check out these tiers. And if you like it, go ahead and join and come and get these type of trades that we do in my Patreon group. Now, with that being said, let's get right into the market. Oh, the JOLTS job opening came out today, and it was okay. It wasn't that bad. You can see the forecast was 7 million or 7.2, but we actually came in a little bit higher than that. So it was really good. Market did like that, and that's why we saw a bit of a pop to the upside, especially small caps hitting a brand new all-time high today. Tomorrow we have the biggest one yet to come, guys. FOMC and Jay Powell at 2:30. We'll see how that goes, and then we have on Thursday jobless claims. We'll see how that goes as well. And then Friday, I think we got some ADP employment as well. So a bunch of non-farm payrolls on Friday. So bunch of data coming out, and then the big one that's gonna be tomorrow. We also have, I think, a Broadcom earnings. Thursday night. So that's going to be another big one to watch. If you look at my screen, what do we have here? Well, the market, again, that was down today, 0.38%. Nasdaq up 0.13%, S&P flat, and Russell going up slightly after hitting all-time high, backed off, down, actually up on the day, 0.21%. 11 sectors. What do we have here on 11 sectors? Basic materials, consumer defensive, communication services, energy, and technology led the way on top. Rest, especially healthcare, industrials, real estate, are in the red for the day. Stock market map. What do we have here on stock market map? Well, uh, Walmart was up once again 1.35%. Consumer defensive. You can see Costco was down, but pretty much came in flat for the day. Tesla up today 1.29%, Meta down 1.48%. We got Google up 1%, Amazon up nearly 0.5%, Apple flat, Broadcom up 1.29%, Nvidia gave back some of those gains, down 0.31%. But if you look at it right here, JPM was down big today, nearly 5%. Microsoft up 0.20%, pretty flat day on Microsoft. And I think now we need to talk about Meta because I think there is an opportunity coming here on Meta if the support holds, guys. On Meta, it's down 1.48%. So we gapped down today, and you can see it's kind of fading and going right into that gap. We're just not there yet, and you can see we did close below 660, which is this rising 5-day moving average. And this is where, I was talking about yesterday in my video that it can come down here, and this could be a potential buying opportunity as long as it holds around that 638 to even 648. I would give this stock a $10 range once we get down here. And if that holds, we should see a move towards this gap, which is at 742 within next couple of weeks. So this is a huge opportunity. The seasonality also bullish, end of the year, center rally, New Year rally. So if that happens, we can go halfway to the gap. It would be 700, right? And we're just coming up for like 682. So it's not too far away. You're getting another discount here. And I think this is really great, especially when you look at some of the other stocks. It's definitely a great deal if this thing gets down here. Now I don't know if we're gonna get a deeper dip on Meta, especially down here, but keep that in mind. If this consolidation where this thing was consolidating for 5 4 or 5 days, if this thing breaks below 638, then I would get out and try to buy back at a cheaper price, possibly down here. But I think this thing would possibly hold right here, and then it will make a move back up to the upside. So Meta definitely in next few sessions, we have to see if this thing comes down tomorrow with J Powell or maybe early morning. We also have a gap now on top at 665. So if this thing comes down here, then definitely there is a huge chance that it can go back up to close the gap at 665. So going into tomorrow's session, the key support to watch, top of this range and the gap 648.85, below that 638, and then 627, 20-day moving average. To the upside, there is also resistance at 664 and the gap is just above that. So I want to see over 665. If that happens, it's heading towards 682. And once and when we get there, we'll talk about this gap, not right now. On AMD, it's actually up 0.23%, nothing big. Now, people are still chasing Nvidia and AMD and all that. But you can see AMD is still, it's really weak. It's just buying time. We almost cracked below this bear flag pattern and then went back up inside. I mean, just barely. If you look at my screen, barely holding onto this trend line, 221, this trend line right here. Now, soon as that gives up and the 5-day right here, which is at 219, you can see right here, this thing will likely to come down all the way down to 206.58 to close this gap, and possibly will go lower to close this gap at some point. So AMD definitely not looking bullish until we get over, I would say not even 226 anymore, because this is within this bear flag. I want to see it over 235. That would be more bullish for more upside. As of right now, it's just a bear flag, and we're just trading within this bear flag for possibly a breakdown later on. On Tesla stock, it's up 1.27%. So yesterday and day before, a lot of call buying, and yesterday we had that dip. So we bought, some calls on Tesla, and this morning, right here at 450, I got out for some profit, because I don't like holding calls, especially on a stock like Tesla when it's trading at 450. So I got out completely out, not even holding one single option. And this thing gave back again after we got out right at the 5-day moving average. This is what I where I actually got out, 448, 449. I got out of Tesla, and then this thing came down again. You can see not holding 448. The 5-day moving average came all the way down, and looks like this is what Tesla has to hold right here, guys. 435 to 432, 50-day, and this support right here. If that does not hold, come tomorrow or day after, it will come down to 423 and possibly down to even 412. To the upside, it needs to break and hold 448 5-day moving average, and then we are heading higher back up to 464. And once we get there, maybe we come and retest top of this range at 474. On Amazon stock, it was up slightly 0.45%. So Amazon is trying to move back up to the upside, but you can see another rejection right here at 228.71. Got rejected by the 50-day moving average and then backed off. So if this thing gets over that, I would say 229 to even 231. These are going to be some levels to watch. Why 231? You can see this white line sitting pretty much right here at 231. We have the 50-day at 229 almost. So we need to get over these three moving averages. And if that happens, it's heading towards that gap, 233.55. There will be some resistance right here. And over that, you're going to see a push up to 236. Now, if this thing comes down, looks like it's coming down, like I said last night, watch out for this gap to get filled right here. And that would be an opportunity to possibly buy Amazon at a cheaper price. On Apple, stock is down 0.26%. So yes, Apple definitely not having a good day. Again today, it went back up to 280, got the rejection of the 5 day, came back and holding the support. Previous rejection now acting as a support right here, 277. We went slightly under yesterday and today, but came back in and holding 277. So that's why when you see stocks breaking out and going to an all-time high, you do not go and chase. And this is a perfect example that if you're actually chasing on this big move and you got in here at the top thinking about 300 calls, what happened? You lost a lot of money, right? And now, who knows? If you're holding, you could be losing even more money. If this thing breaks below 277, that will, bring Apple down to this 20-day, which is at 275.63 and then 272. And don't forget about this key zone right here, 265. To the upside, Apple needs to break and hold 280 once we get over that level, and that could come tomorrow with Jay Powell if he's talking dovish again. We might see that pump over 280, and that should take Apple back up to at least in the short term 285 to even this all-time high that we just hit a couple days ago. On Google, stock it's up 1%. So yesterday and today, Google came under 314, and then it was, uh, you know, just a miracle that some buyers actually showing up and buying this dip and pushing the price higher. You can see really low volume, so not much really going on here on Google. This thing, everybody knows 314 gives up. This thing will drop. Now, can it go higher? Of course it can. It's a big mega cap stock. It can do it if he wants to go higher. But the longer we trade around this range, more than likely that at some point you're going to see the break of 314 and then boom, down here to 309, and then the gap comes into play, which is now in line with this 20-day moving average. So tomorrow, with FOMC 314 a key zone. Below that 309, 303. To the upside, there will be resistance, and there was resistance today. You can see right on my screen 318.66. We got to that level, got rejection, came back down, just having a green day with low volume. So 318.66 breaks, we might see a move up to 324, 327, up to this high right here. And maybe at that point, once we get over this high, we can talk about where the Bollinger Band expanded up to now, 338, but it's nowhere near this all-time high yet. So watch out, Google, just consolidating. We'll see how that plays out, whether we get a break to the upside or a breakdown to the downside below 314 in next few sessions. On Microsoft, it's pretty flat day, but you can see this thing actually got over this 20-day moving average, which is at 490, and closed slightly or just at the support 492, which was rejecting multiple times. So 492 holds up, 490 to 492. And why? Because of this 20 days sitting at 490 and the support at 492. So these two ranges, 490 to 492, we need to watch come tomorrow morning and rest of the day here on Microsoft. If that holds, there is upside, definitely up to 500, maybe even 505. And who knows, if Jay Powell gives the green light tomorrow, we might even hit it out of the park where this thing just goes straight up to 505. That could be a possibility tomorrow, guys. It's been down quite a bit, so if Microsoft wants to rally, it can. We haven't seen any big rallies on Microsoft lately. I mean, these are just dead cat bounces back and forth. Even today, I mean, it's pretty flat, right? Low volume. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. But 490 gives up. Watch out, it'll come down here to this gap, 483, 484, and there is support also at 480, which could be a buying opportunity if that happens come tomorrow and this thing drops down here to close the gap before heading higher. So on Broadcom, it's up 1.29%, and this thing just a V-shaped recovery right here. You can see it pulled back and now pretty much trading at all-time highs, 406.29, and that's what kept SMH going today, guys. Big mega cap stock, Broadcom, definitely. I mean, with earnings coming up, it just matter of time. We got double gap up here, and not to mention this massive gap. Things are pretty frothy to the upside. We'll see how that goes into earnings. I'm not really playing anything. I was talking about this support to hold, and possibly we'll see a retest of previous all-time highs. We're going over that. You can see So going into tomorrow's session, watch out if this thing pulls back. That 403 would be a support to watch. If we get over 407, it can go to 411. This thing drops below 403. Watch out for this gap down here, 393. And then also we do have support right here at 387. On Nvidia stock, it's down 0.31%. So yesterday we got the news about Chinese market, right? They can sell their chips. What happened? Kramer came out and said, don't trade it, own it, Nvidia. And this is not the first time he did it. And guess what? People who were excited last night holding Nvidia calls, oh boy, I mean, this thing did not hold, guys. I mean, yes, it did hold the support all day, 184, which is the only good news. But the gains you saw last night after I made the video, I think it was trading around 190. It did not hold up. So if you're buying weeklies and stuff and you're just getting excited because of that news and oh boy, I'm going to collect profit tomorrow morning, that just didn't happen because of Kramer. So whenever this guy speaks, things happen. Sometimes things happen very quickly on a stock like Nvidia, immediately gave back all the gains and just read for the day. So Nvidia holding onto its dear life right here. Bear flag definitely there. 184 has to hold. If that holds, we get to see a move up to 190. We saw that last night, but it did not go there today. So that's going to be a key point to watch. If this thing, breaks below 184, then definitely there will be more downside. The bear flag will play out. And where can this thing can come down to? Definitely 175 and possibly go down a bit more. Just like you're seeing that bear flag on AMD, this one can do that exactly unless we get some really positive news out of JPAL and FOMC tomorrow and Nvidia breaks out with some high volume over 190, that's going to be the bull case to close the gap right here on top at 205 at some point. As of right now, this is just a bear flag and we're just consolidating here. Let's just see what happens tomorrow, guys, on Nvidia. Now, Netflix, this is the one that I like right now. I mean, this thing will pay a lot of money, especially people that are, uh, you know, going for the long term. Short term, you don't want to mess with it. And why? Because it's on a strong downtrend. A couple things I want to show you guys on this hourly time frame. So what do you see right here? And as a matter of fact, let me put this line here so you can see better. So this was the just recent highs right here, even today. So you can see there is a lot of resistance around that 97 mark. If we can cross that on the daily time frame and we can stay over that, we tried today multiple times, it failed. 97 breaks, we might see that move all the way up to 100 and then we can talk about even more upside, maybe towards 102 to 106. Now, I did give you guys the key level last night. That's going to be around 94 and we almost got there again today. Almost there. I mean, 95 and 94, it's not a big difference, right? It's not huge. It's just a $1 difference. So Netflix, in my view, especially if you're thinking outside the box and you're thinking long term, fantastic. We bought a lot of shares, bunch of calls, long term calls, and these are going to pay. At some point, you're going to see a massive, vicious rally that's going to happen on Netflix. Whether we go lower from here or where it's trading right now, you're going to see that coming very soon on Netflix. Things are just getting frothy to the downside. And, even if the market goes down, this thing can rally and move higher. Unless I could be wrong, if there is some catastrophic news comes out, some crazy news, a bunch of downgrades or something, then it might go down a little bit more. But even with that, it's already probably priced in. It's down quite a bit from the top. And I think this thing is definitely a better deal right now than it was before. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated